Absolutely freezing cold today here in Vancouver. As I look out the window, it looks like it's raining quite a lot. The sky looks really grey. I've needed something to cheer my mood up because of how crappy the weather's been over the last few days. I suppose it's nearly the end of summer, and then that's the reason why. But I tell you what is going to be even colder than this right now. And it's not my freezer. It's not the winters back in Edmonton. It's not the North Pole. What is cooler than being cool? That's the trivia test knowledge. Ice cold is what people should be saying, to quote the Outcast song. But do you know what is... Nah, really. Do you know what is going to be cold? Our attack next season. Because we've got Jared Bowen. Got probably a new couple of forwards coming in. If not, Michael Antonio's already there, right? We've got Paquetá. Let's add a new name into our midfield. Ghanaian international Mohammed Kudus. One of the brightest talents in European football, has just signed for West Ham United Football Club. I could get used to this kind of signing, you know? I deserve this. We all deserve this. And Mohammed Kudus coming to the bowl. Can't believe it. This is game-changing stuff. And I mean that when I say it. West Ham United is pleased to confirm the signing of Mohammed Kudus from Ajax for a fee of around £38 million. The 23-year-old Ghanaian has signed on a 5-year deal with an option to extend for a further year. And that's going to keep him at West Ham until at least 2028. Kudus is one of African football's brightest footballing stars. He's been a household name in the Eredivisie for the last couple of seasons. And ever since he was little, he's progressed throughout his career. I've got to tell you this. He was part of the Right to Dream Academy in Ghana and moved over to Denmark to play for Nordsjælland, a club which is producing a lot of ballers, by the way. While he was there, he was impressive. He came through the academy and been there since he was 10 years old. Then he went off to Ajax. While he was at Ajax, he had success in the Eredivisie, and now he's at West Ham. It's not been an easy move to get this one over the line because I think it was last summer he agreed to sign for Everton and then it collapsed at the last minute. And then Brighton was close to agreeing a fee for him, but agent fees held up the deal. So when all that's going on, what do? You pull out your trump card. Do you know what I'm saying? Pardon me. You pull out your trump card and you get Sir Timothy Stuyton from Stuyton Air to book a flight to Bulgaria, where Kudus and his teammates were, and you get negotiating the deal. West Ham was already in works and, well, talks for it, but Air Stuyton decided to book that flight over to Eastern Europe and have words. You see, Kudus had already scored a hat-trick in a Champions League qualifier, and it was a great way for him to sign off for Ajax. He was hinting subtly that he was leaving, though. An interviewer asked him what he tells about the move to West Ham. And Kudus said, West Ham? Big club? Yes. Ajax's manager said that was probably the player's last game for the club. Stuyton arrived in Bulgaria and taught all through the night to get this over the line. And he did it. He did it. And the next thing we needed that picture in the private jet. And we needed Fabrizio to say those 3 magical words. And he did. And X did the emojis. And then Tim was shown on the plane with a very happy Mohammed and a very miserable looking agent. I'm like, cheer up, cocker. There's no need for you to be upset, love. But he's here. He's here. Mohammed Kudus is finally a West Ham player. I am buzzing about this. I can tell you a little bit about him. He can play as a 10 or as a winger or as a false 9. He's creative. He's a high pressing attacker. And he likes to score solid goals with his left foot. Got to calm down, actually, because I'm talking really fast about this guy. But I'm so excited that I can't contain myself. I feel like, jumpy in my seat. He did an interview with James Collins and Chris Skull to talk about why he wants to come to West Ham. Edson Alvarez is one player who's sold in the project. They played together in Amsterdam. And he also spoke about how Tim Stuyton sold him this. Mark Noble had initially scouted Kudus in the second half of last season, and when Stuyton came, Noble recommended this player. And yeah, he said, Tim, mate, we've got to sign up this geezer. And Tim was like, ja, Mark, jawohl, natürlich. Tim agreed, Kudus signed. It's like amazing this, really, how this transfer window, right, we're all start at the start, all of you lot probably who don't have a lot of common sense about you. You're big West Ham fans and West Ham whole family, I can't lie, but those who don't have a lot of common sense about this and have no methodical approach to this would have probably been saying, by the way, oh yeah, I would have been happy with Brozier, Tar and Zakaria because we would have got it done early. But I wouldn't have been. And we've waited longer now. Patience, people, patience. We've waited out and look at what we've done and who we've signed. My God, what have we done this window? It's amazing. It's amazing. I can't wait to see Kudus play. The only downside, though, is that it means we're going to have to flog someone. It might be Fornals or Ben Rama. And if Fornals ends up just getting flogged in the process, I'll be sad to see him leave. If Rama gets flogged, I'll be gutted to see him leave. But I can see Kudus being an upgrade. Not least because he's younger and probably has a little bit more pace about him. I want to finish by welcoming him to the club. And also, I just want to say this. Premier League opponents, you are not ready for what West Ham's going to do in the attack this season. If you give us the ball and we counter with all the guys that we have, you better brace yourself for impact. Could cause everlasting damage.